Hey,
What's up?
are you there? Okay.
Yes.
The image is a bit choppy. I cannot hear you.
Shit.
Are you recording from your phone?
No, it's a computer.
Oh, I thought like, yeah, how you record with the phone? Wait, give me a second and I think I will just read fast your notes. Or, and yeah, I think I should read them fast. Read, uh, read loud. Okay. I will share my screen. I need permission. Oh, no, okay. I have permission. Two. Okay, share. So I see you are way more confident and comfortable in the session. It also makes the audience more comfortable to watch. The speech in the onboarding is great as it sounds much clearer to hear, but it seems that the explanation of Joker was missing. Yes. It might be worth mentioning vulnerability, instability of technology, which could be a counterpart of the statement about the appearance of the body. Okay. ChatGPT giving wrong result is interesting, but I cannot force that. It might be scripted that first you ask ChatGPT something that doesn't work. For example, first omit the statement without repetition. Interesting. Okay. In projected VR pass through with dance, I guess the projected video is not mirrored. So if real Jorge is on the left, the projected Jorge is on the right. Therefore, depending on the composition of where Jorge stands, it looks like how body and shadow appear in face. Oh, okay. This is, I guess, um, although I know you can't, I thought, what if you smoke a cigarette during the free time? Actually, how, how, okay, actually, how you were doing makeup captured my idea of what one would do during a break. Oh, okay. So this is interesting, like, with the idea of the break, actually, as a conceptual thing. I was wondering about how you would spend a break because at one point Jorge is saying I'm free did not sound like you're actually free. Yeah, interesting. Slapping the curtain to make the ripple on the grid looks visually interesting. Focus dialogue left on the screen is good because it leaves a trace on there as a point I put somewhere. Sorry. Um, um, yeah, we have to do it like this for now. The way you repeated the word infrared is good because it leaves a feeling that there is something special. Same with the way you say meditation, it has a good amount of observability that stays in this audience mind. Not sure. Because I also bring more information. Um, for the meditation session, you could have ignored the timer and meditate a bit longer. This made me think, what if you keep this order for the final presentation? You finish with the meditation because it is more dramatic, at least to me. You can pretend the notes are numbered. And that's ChatGPT for the audio, but actually you just you just have the predefined order. Nobody will notice. Like, so staging this. For the ending, I preferred the previous session of the 18 where you said thank you with the moving head light on. I love the overall structure, but it might be still a bit too long. If you feel take projection mapping out of a stick to a 3 element SCAD moving head. Be honest, moving head can be shortened too, and just let it run for a bit after we end the show. Okay. Why? In the mid performance, we focus on revealing the research part of our process, specifically about methodology through the dramaturgy. The goal was to guide the audience to experience hypothesis, experiment, and iteration. So that's the method. The new performance writers offer different entry points to the audience so that every audience member can have a different interpretation. The you want me to respond when you say here's why? Because okay, no, okay, I get it. So the goal was to guide the audience to experience hypothesis, experiment, and its iteration. So this is scientific method. The new performance rather offer different points to the audience so that every audience member can have a different interpretation. Nevertheless, the core of the performance remained the same. Uy. Okay. Okay. Feedback first. Okay. Yeah. Also, I can do it. Okay. Okay. So mentioning vulnerable disability. This is something that I think I could be yeah. Yesterday at the latest message I sent you, there was this choreographic text that I mentioned also that I would like. Maybe I thought one way could be at the beginning to put a text, and the text could say something in the text. This could be part of what we mentioned in the text. What happens if we resolve this? Should we resolve this, but then we lose this? So yes, if I resolve it, it's gone, or they go to the history. What? Anyway, ChatGPT giving ground results is interesting. It might be scripted that you first ask ChatGPT something that doesn't work. For example, first omit the statement without petition. This is something. I guess this is connected with the slide. What do you mean? Yeah, okay. Don't you want to erase this? ChatGPT giving ground results, it might be scripted, so I get your point. But actually, so this in terms of, I think this is more about time. It takes time if I'm trying to just take time away from it. So I wouldn't try to do that. Also, I guess, Brad, this is something that we have to speak a little bit. This is interesting conceptually. Wait, this is connected, focus on dialogue, level screen. No, sessions you can have. Okay, so this is connected to these two. staging the thing. So I get your point. But the problem I have is that with that is that I don't know. I think it changed dramatically I mean, if it comes in order to make the thing in a way aesthetically interesting, that could be true. But also that's subjective, right? So I think I like also the especially because I don't have time, because we don't have time to really test different approaches. So I think the fact that I don't know exactly how much, I mean, the fact that the system it tends to fail, and brings me unpredictability. I think now it helps me also to relax. If I will try to stage it, then also it means if something goes wrong in the staging, it creates an overlayer on something. So it will create more information than now when we try now to reduce. So I think no for now. But because it might happen anyway. I was like absurd, like how I spent like 4 minutes with ChatGPT. I was like, oh wow, I couldn't. But yeah. The other thing I wanted to say about this. So this was about this. So it's not important things. I think certain time is more important for now. Yes, okay. I will solve this. And then in terms of this, what we were talking about, like, yeah, this made me think that this is about the aesthetics. So yeah, I think it's more random an idea that I have. Yeah, so I think it's an aesthetic thing. You with your aesthetic, this is with Naoto's aesthetic kinkiness. This is you're being kinky right now, Naoto. Um, what I think is I come here. So real. This is a bit complex. I mean, for my fast reading, so I won't stop right now there. What one would do during a break? Can you expand on this? Because I found this like directly interesting. Can you unfold this? Can you speak or can you speak not? Mm. How you
Yeah,
spend time during a break?
yeah, like you would do it in the bathroom, for example, to retouch your makeup.
Okay, but this is okay. This is interesting because so far, actually, my break. Can you take notes while we speak? Do you manage? Then this is connected also to this actually, to the mapping, to the traces actually. The break. Wait, because I wrote it somewhere in my notes. Here, what happens? Blah, 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 academy, what happens with the object? Blah, blah. Yeah, so I was questioning what happens with the object or element after 4 minutes. Does it resets to an initial state, or we carry the traces to the next moment? So far, the way I'm work, I feel that 3 minutes give me autonomy and decide in the moment by feeling through the whole system. So I think the system that I'm proposing, that's why I think that the fact that there are so many elements on chance, it makes it organic. The more we stage it, the more rigid it is, and then is yeah. Okay, so this is um, more dynamic, also more chance to take the growth. Yeah, I think so. Has both sides, like it gives me autonomy to decide in the moment. But this is absolutely on what you're saying on vulnerability. This is about this. because it gives me autonomy to decide with my body in the moment. But that's also true that because this dynamism, it will also gives more chance to make the wrong decision aesthetically or in different ways. I might take the wrong decision. So this own vulnerability, totally. So it's interesting that you mentioned this point of the break. Yeah, just like keep it as an open. Let's put it open right now. I didn't thought about that. I just see it as an element. But now that you're saying, for instance, like I can assume that what the example of the cigarette, like can you expand of the cigarette? Like what it was just an example with no specific context or okay.
Just to say something, what you would do in
Doing
the
a break.
break.
Like yeah, people in an office go out to have cigarette. Often. Yeah, people, yeah. That's something that I relate. Okay. This is resolved. Focus dialogue on left. This is good to the trace of the performance. Also, I like the way you came back to the projection mapping later. This was part of my break, no? In my break, I came back to the projection mapping. And the trace was there. I mean, I was really annoyed, to be honest. Like I tried to erase it, and I erased it in one of my free moments. And when I was about to do something, I realized it's there. So be. But yeah, so I think this thing of tracing is interesting, but again, this is really at the edge between this information or noise, because if everything is tracing, if I'm not resetting the initial state to some of the elements, it accumulates too much chaos or information. So I need to reset some elements. Not everything, because it cannot be clean. Also, it consumes time. Also, it's a lot of processes in my head, like which lights should be on, which lights should be off. Uh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so focus dialogue, good. Okay, so this is part of an organic thing, but as a concept, if you can put it in notes, this is a conceptual thing that it is there. The traces deal with that edge of information and noise, especially working in this choreographic system of 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. I'm playing with states, clean canvas, dirty canvas, clean canvas, dirty down canvas. How clean and dirty is the canvas to start the new element? Like cleaning, resetting the buffer. I think that's I always thought it like this in my head, like as a buffer that is too full. Okay, we go to all this. Like, can you unfold this?
It's just a visual thing that I put link.
But I want to understand the what is it? Because wait, let me then read it slow, because the first reading was fast. In projected BR pass through with dance. So I don't have it, right? Or am I dancing with the BR in this moment?
Like static, not wearing.
So it's on the floor. Okay. So real Jorge is on the left, projected Jorge is on the right. Therefore, depending of the composition of Jorge or where Jorge stands, it looks like how body and shadow appear in face. You found it here. I just I
Just about
still
the
don't get.
image. So body here, shadow there.
Yeah. Okay. And
This
then it generates a kind of feedback, right?
really.
So
Can you,
you're
can
is
you
projecting.
can you open the video from
Is there a video?
yours your session?
Chat. No, what is happening? Stop. You mean in the chat here you send me something?
Like your video of practice to
Ah,
see
okay.
to see what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. Should be this one, I guess. Okay. That's 35. So is after this? No, it should be here. Is it here? It was in black.
Is this?
So that, for instance,
Yes.
or but also you were referring to the shadow, right?
No, not shadow,
It,
but your
the
body
position, the
image.
position of the body. Yeah, yeah. So I think that's clear. Ah, yeah. So basically, I'm going to the different opposite side. It's inverted. That's what you meant, right? That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, I understand now. Um, yeah, I thought while I was doing at some point with my shadow, that's why I was thinking on this because it generates a shadow and sometimes there is feedback passing. But I didn't thought in the invert position. So I will take in can you bubble that up in the notes that we are taking? This is the opposite. Yeah, just as you now I understand. Okay. Um, I will bubble up this thing because I don't not connect it. Okay, just leave it like this. Information not being trade what happens to the object information makes it like okay, I think we are through this. And I guess this is something more conceptual. We don't have to go through this right now. I can do it alone and I can go back to you. I think maybe I will try today. I will see what happens. Like I want to, so it doesn't matter too much the text that is right now, but I want to see at the beginning. So when the people are arriving, there is just one slide there with the text.
Yep.
So I will see what I put. And so my intention with that is, so I want to, anyway, I want to generate that slide in conversation with you. Uh, for instance, like I think it's totally valid, the vulnerability there, like mention that, yeah, what you were mentioning.
Yep.
Can you write today or like when you find the time something about this short, like just 2 sentences about this on vulnerability? This it might be worth mentioning vulnerability disability.
But you want to make it not like text, right? Not the paragraph.
Just like I mean, what I need from you is like write this in your words in the way normally you will write about this topic. Don't think about the text and the shape, just the text. Yeah. Does that make sense?
So wait, so not as paragraph, but like, or like a paragraph with my words.
Yeah, so not as a choreographic exercise, like forget, I mean, this is something that I will deal with that more. Like what I need from you is just, I don't know, 3 sentences about this, about vulnerability, instability of technology.
Can you maybe
Yeah,
check?
just expand.
Can you check what I highlight now? This is in
Okay,
white.
let me check. Our intention is to show behind the scenes of developing a VR performance. We do not want to limit the scope to struggle of working with technology in theater because this theme might be too specific in the industry. We try to add embodied elements and add breaks in between. So show humanness of a theater maker. Humanness of a theater maker. The audience can relate to this process to everyday technologies such as smartphones, so, which are becoming a commodity. I think this is more in, I think I will need to read. I think it's if I take uh, the text, you need the context. I need to keep on reading. Mm, it's a bit complicated to understand the text for me right now, just reading this paragraph. And so that's why I think maybe, so you can use things if you, that's why I guess you highlight this because it resonates in your head. So you can use things from that, because I guess you wrote of that, but just write also. Let me count how many words has this. Tools, can I spelling word count? No. Characters. 122 words. Keep it under 70, I mean, yeah, 70, 50, maybe 50, 50, 70 words. 50, 70 words. I think I will, I mean, there are things that I found interesting to talk, but I mean, this conversation we're having right now, I think is not for that. This is more about the concept. So that's more part of the form. What we need now is more like the structure. So I will use some text. Maybe I'll use this text or something else, just to have the visual reference within the structure. And I will see, because maybe that could be something also that is not working at the beginning, and maybe I decide to put it in one of my breaks, for instance. For example, if it's too, we need to see on practice what happens. But for you, please then just write something between 50, 70 words on vulnerability and yeah, there. Yeah, because there is one, I mean, so try it even to keep it on 50, trying to keep it less words, because I think there is something I want to mention about this thing that I shared with you at some point about dance being a virtuality. Like this woman, Susan Langer, speaking the dance is a virtual, there's a virtuality. Yeah, but so I think I want to mention something about that. The dance is a virtual thing, and it's that the dancers are not working with the physical things that people see, but just they just create magic basically with this thing. And I think it's beautiful. So So I think the text that you brought here is nice as a concept, for instance, for us, for the documentation. But what the task that you have is to make it, I guess, more understandable for different people, for everybody. That's why I ask you to do it, because I will just easily get into more complex things. So just try to do it as like you're trying to set this that maybe you mentioned down, simple, really simple for everybody. So in this case, we want that 80% of the people understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, 80% of the people should understand. Amazing. Okay, so that's it. Let me see, what do I have here to ask to Naoto? What? Talk to Naoto, choreo text, idea from the beginning. This is done. Okay. So in practical terms, so time problem that still we have is time. I'm 55 minutes, right? But I assume if I'm not changing, say I'm doing the same structure more or less. No, same structure as yesterday, say. Um, so the structure was 4-3, no? 4 minutes, 3 pausa. So it was so 4 minutes plus the wild card, so it's 5 times 4 because of the cat thing. So it's 20 minutes on things, on elements, I mean. Then that means that it gives me also 5 times 3 minutes, right? So on that structure, it gives 35 minutes um, without counting. Yeah, I mean, just that, right? 35 minutes. The onboarding takes time, or although already now, because there isn't all, I moved this thing, I think is working now the way how I'm doing it. And also the end. But I think the end, I will count it as my last pause. So my last 3 minutes is the end. I will use it as the end. I also felt it was a bit odd the way how I ended. So if you can expand a little bit better, maybe actually we can just watch the end of that because I felt it was a bit harsh. So that it was not so organic as I video details, I guess. Um, which one was it? So there was the one of 2 days ago. You think so? Probably, right?
19th. Oh, no. Good one.
Yeah, like the one that you
18.
like it. So
18.
18, right? 18, 60 minutes, right? Okay. Also, I like somehow now that the board is more clean now. So I took everything now. There is just pink notes and one blue note, and I don't mention the blue note. I just use it. I overwrite the rule without telling. So it's obvious that just now is the blue on top of this.
I just want to check if it's intention or not.
I think it's this one. Yeah. I hear the music. Was this one, right? I guess the difference was like the main difference is that I do not, I mean, the one I did yesterday, I do a blackout. So I mean, there's a huge difference visually between uh, the way how it's happened here is more like just something happens because there's lights, right? But if there's this blackout, uh, it's just put this 5 minutes, 10 minutes setup. Yeah. When does the transition happen? It's a lot of blackout. So, and here, fucking mirror, man. It's always this. So down, what happened? This is very dramatic now. Okay. Psychedelic, you know. I think I will try it like somehow. So it seems to me, I don't know how it feels to you, like the one I did yesterday, it feels it's very dramatic, you know. It's like that thing, you know, like it's blackout. Then also the way how I start moving the light is very, yeah, I'm trying to, yeah, you don't see it move it right away, you know. It's just like I try to make actually more like a dance piece, I guess, of that, like the way how it's a light, it's a light show. I guess that's the way how I tried to work yesterday. Um, so I don't know. I guess. Wait, let me try to think like this. What do you think? Like, no, I want to. What do you think when we see these two things together? What happened? Oh, can we come back just shortly to close this? But what do you think about this now that we see the two videos side to side? I couldn't see the video well. Because yeah, of course you're in the phone. No, no, you're not in the phone. Anyway, I don't know. So I think it would be then like help me to think that let's go back to the intention, like because I guess I have my affection with the fucking light, right? I want to use the light and is the moving head like I set it up. That took like 1 day of work actually. Um, so but also in design they say also sometimes kill your darlings, like um so maybe it's just enough to because there's one button. That's the way how I remember I make it work. There's one button that is randomized, is random, doing random everything. The one in the left, I use it manually with the faders, all the features. Um, my, I think if I'm detaching and trying to see, also hearing from you, no, actually just like by trying to take distance from what I see, it looks more relaxed. So it looks more in that mode of happy party ending. So this is it. The left one seems more like very serious. Um, and I don't feel the happiness actually. Let me try to see. I will just share my screen for a second of the left one. You're not seeing the, wait. And now you see it, right? You can see it now. Okay. Um, Stop sharing. No, stop sharing. Um, I think it's interesting. I have I'm personally, wait, okay, you're putting something. Also, I think you should keep it short. I think good thing doesn't need long time to show. Actually, keep it short, gives a strong impression. It's long, right? It 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 also demands a lot of expectation, right? Because uh it needs time for me to make it work in the way who I wanted, right? Because I wanted not to put it all of a sudden crazy. So it demands a lot of time. So create this expectation, and then the light is there with this music which is hard to, I think, to justify within everything before. It's not really related to the VR. Is also this because I think in the way how you mention it is as a kind of more like a gag that you will call in clown. These gags is something that is just by the way I also can do this. But if it takes too long, it's not funny. So like it takes away the soft and the easiness, the easy entry to the gag. The gag should be something that you should enjoy, not like it's not something to keep the tension. Um, okay, so for now, and also will shorten the time. Um, people will people will be impressed anyways. Okay, sad. I will try it anyway, and maybe if I needed to put it back, I will just do it. But for now, just now in terms of like shorten time, I will just do it in that way, just randomness. So I will put it in my to-do list to start today to do a randomness. Events. Let me, then I do it. Let me test. Oh, no. Okay. That's it. I think I will keep the structure as it is. Um, are you still there? Can you hear me? Okay. Um, what my afraid already to, because I just have 4 cards, so to take away 1 card and then try to to randomize this already is a bit already pushing. With 4 already, I was feeling like, I mean, there are 5, but let's say for people that are just 4. So I think I will try today, just like with the structure as it is, and try to be more smooth in the way how it goes. I'm also a bit afraid that because now I'm relying on VR. I mean, it's the most that I'm relying, is the thing that I'm using the most. And if that's based on network, so um, we might have to think, maybe not right now, but like, for instance, like the fact that I have more elements, one fallback that I thought is like, if that happens, then I just put other things. Anyway, let's not talk on this right now, but maybe we have to talk, like I said, what if, because that might happen. And now 3 of the elements are with VR. So it's a lot. I mean, I cannot just be all the time. Okay, let's not talk about this right now. It's just like to consider. But that's based on network. And normally we have a separate network here. So the people are not using that network, the guest. So that should not affect, but is screening via network. Uh, that's part of the game, exactly. Um, so write that is part of the game, in your writing, like in the vulnerability, something. That's part of the game that we propose. Yeah. It's a dangerous game. This is like Russian roulette with technology. This is Russian roulette. This is like literally being in front of people to fail, because what I'm proposing is something that is really, if it's not, that's why I guess I didn't agree with you when you said like to stage things, because if I stage things, that failing won't become, I wouldn't know, that would be too much, then if I'm, then it's just too much. Like, but this is interesting, like, because this is kind of like the information I know is, like, we are working on chance, right? So there's a lot of noise somehow in there, a lot of noise happening, but we understand the form of that noise. So it's not every noise, it's a noise within certain rules. If we start doing something abstract on that is a staging, right? Like trying to control things to create an effect, uh, then it means that we really, then the staging should be working. If the staging is not working, we are not prepared to deal with that. Otherwise, we will have to rehearse in case that is not working. So it becomes more to do in that thing. We have to fail gracefully. We're good in this. We're good in this. Yeah, cool. But I'm happy. Like, compared to how I arrived here on Monday, I was like, wow, like I feel like more comfortable. Like, even if it's not working from what I have, like I'm confident that this is good. And also I start seeing more as actually a performance. It's interesting, this also,
This is
um, meaning for instance that the work, like the best practices is like, when we hear like feedback also from people, like people have problems entering the work because we don't give them too much. I mean, we didn't work at the beginning in that way. It was for you and me. So it's just now after 3 years that we start working consciously, giving entry points for people, more than just my text for my bachelor's or your text, that just read it while I'm doing my crazy things, right? Uh, it's 4 years now? No. For how long? No, it's not. We started in 2020, right? So in September will be 4 years you're working in this, man. Wow, really? We started like in COVID, no, like for summer 20. Was it in September? Wow, July. Oh wow, so it's actually was before. Okay, yeah, before I didn't have white hairs. So like yeah, in the screen recordings. Okay, cool, nice. So now Otto will have gray hairs in the coming years also. So you were not even 30 when we start, because you are
No,
33 now, right?
I'm turning 34 now,
Okay.
like
So
in a
you
few
were just,
days.
yes. It's the next week, right? Nice. Nice, nice. And you will be there. When
Yes,
are you traveling back actually to Japan?
next, like the following day, my birthday, 25.
Around that time. I lost you, but yeah. Next what? On 25th. That's why, because there was one day, oh, it was the, you said there was one day in your proposal, there was you one day that you thought it would be difficult. That was the traveling day, I guess? Don't let me talk, I guess. Yeah. Okay, let's just try to then rest and let's just try to talk then tomorrow. Shall we try at 4? Is that okay for you? Okay, that's good also for me. Then hopefully there is not this manifestation. Here in Germany, the thing's a bit weird like now. Like there's a huge manifestation for immigration to PM-ish, a bit early. So you want more early? Like mm, if we can more at 2. Okay. Can we try to like maybe at 3? Is that good? So not at 4, but let's just aim for 3 then. So in between 4 and if I manage then to be before, then okay. But let's aim for 3. Okay, cool. I finished the monologue now. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Ciao.